Good evening, viewers, and welcome to Durham County Memorial Stadium here in beautiful Durham, North Carolina for this USL League Two matchup featuring Wake FC and Los Toros Tobacco Road FC in this Triangle Derby matchup, one of a couple that you get to see. Of course, you have the North Carolina NCFC U23s, Wake FC and Durham, teams that are very close. They get to play a couple of times a year for bragging rights in and around the Triangle area. Attacking from right to left will be the visitors in all blue with the white trim. Wake FC from left to right in black with the white tops is Tobacco Road, the home side. Let's get you the starting lineups for both of these teams, starting with the visitors, Wake FC. In between the pipes is number 00 Duncan Wegner. In front of him are number 3, Harry Lovett, number 6, Luis Molina, number 7, Anthony DeVivo, number 9, Kudek Washi Musqui, number 10, Bradley Sweeney, number 12, Gino Valenti, number 15, Noah Holmes, number 16, Sean McGinty, number 19, Cyrus Rad, and number 30, Ade Taiwo. Now the starting 11 for Tobacco Road. In between the pipes, number 1, William Scott. Number 2, in front of him, Aiden Whitlock. Number 7, Kevin Cahusi. Number 8, Ahmad Al-Cook. Number 15, Anthony Cameron Abernathy. Number 16, Matthew Cutler. Number 17, Liam Camilleri. Number 18, Orlin Roque. Number 20, Darius Jones. Number 21, Griffin Stidham. And number 24, James Gamblin. It'll be the away side, Wake, to get us underway. Sun in the eyes of the goalkeeper, Duncan Wagner. Once again, they're attacking from right to left. Bragging rights on the line here as our head referee, Josiah Park, gets set to get us underway here in Durham. There's the whistle. We have kickoff, and we are underway in this Triangle Derby. Immediately, Wake FC look for a long ball out that can't be wrangled over on the far side. Delighted you joined us here for this one. My name's Zach Burley, bringing you commentary for tonight. It's a lovely afternoon, evening in central North Carolina. Skies mostly cloudy. The blue has started to peek through. We had some rain on my drive up here, and the ground, the turf out there is saturated, to be sure. Might see a few extra skips on the ball. We've had a lot of rain recently in the last few days. Early set piece now for the visitors. It's Musqui who was brought down on the edge of the 18. The throw in, rather it's Taiwo. He's just in a battle there with Abernathy. Arms locked, takes a bump. So now an interesting situation here is Luis Molina stands over it with Taiwo, who is fouled. Taiwo, a left footer. Molina on the right. Also standing in there is Bradley Sweeney. Taiwo straight into the wall. McGinty was looking for the run of Musqui. Too much on it, out of play, goal, kick. Wake FC starting out on the front foot here. Lined up in a 4-4-2, very clear from our high position up here at Durham County Memorial. Two very clear banks of 4, followed by the 2 strikers, Kurikwashi Musqui and Uday Taiwo. Here's Kevin Cahusi, one of the danger men up front for Tobacco Road. Scored a very dramatic late equalizer here against West Virginia United in a 3-3 draw. Kept in play. Referee says no foul. Taiwo. Sweeney switches it out wide. Deflects off Roque, who keeps it in play. Loses out. Here's a chip in. Roque goes over the back of the defender. Interesting because the referee really could have gone either way on this one. We'll take another look at it as Roque played himself into danger. And that's a hard one, really, to call a foul either way because it's Roque who goes over the player's back, and it's very clearly the Wake FC player was by no means trying to up-end him. Here is Roque. He's a left back, probably not by choice. He's very active in the attack. He played some on the wing towards the beginning of the season. He's had to switch over to left back. You can often see him bombing up and down those wings, where they're overlapping, but really his favorite thing is to go inside on the underlap, cut in. He's not afraid to have a pop from 30 or 35 yards. We saw there on that last play, the big question for him is how reliable he's going to be defensively. There is no doubt about his ability to go forward, but against a very good Wake FC team, his reliability at the back will be one of the big questions we ask. We talked about the shape for Wake FC. Tobacco Road is their played here through Jones. Too heavy of a touch. Out of play for a Wake FC throw. As opposed to the 4-4-2 that we've seen from Wake. Tobacco Road in a very traditional 4-3-3. Could be a 4-2-3-1 depending, but really more of a 4-3-3. Style that's very popular here in the last 2 or 3 years. We'll see how that pairs up because players like Roque are very high pinned up the pitch, really almost like another center mid. So we'll see whether or not those wingers for the 4 in the midfield, a lot of the times when you have a midfield 4, they oftentimes are in a line, so the width isn't always provided. You look for the strikers to do that and then play in those wide midfielders rather than wingers is really what you have in a mid 4. So we'll see whether or not they can trouble Roque, being that he will be pinned up the pitch so far. You can see Roque over there on the left-hand side of your screen in white as an attacker over on his left. Could very well be a way to victory for Wake FC if they can exploit it. Right now it's Gino Valenti. No problem for Wegner. Yet to be tested here through the first 6 minutes. Scoreless, of course. Neither team really to have a look on goal. It's tested either of the goalkeepers. Thigh down by Abernathy, but he can't keep it away from Molina. Here comes Valenti. In behind for Muskie. Pressured by Stidham. High press forces it all the way back for Wake FC. Well done by that Los Toros defense. What looked like it was going to be a good move over on the right-hand side. Played themselves into trouble here. Jones. Whitlock loses out. None of the save wavelength were Holmes and Tywall. Tywall was going towards the inside, trying to find a ball towards the outside channel. As we mentioned, it's a lovely evening here. And a very good crowd, actually. One of the better ones we've seen this season as far as attendance goes. Not a better summer afternoon you'll find. Here's a hack straight at the goalkeeper, Scott. That was Luis Molina catching that one sweetly. There's not enough pace and power to beat Scott in goal. Here's Camilleri. Cahusi. Jones supporting on the inside. Flicked along by two defenders and behind for the first corner kick of the evening. It'll go the way of Los Toros. You can see the build-up here on this play, how quickly teams can go back to front as Wake FC had this pop from Molina.
Blue is Wake and white is Tobago.
Orlin Roque trots over from left back to take this set piece. It'll be a left-footed in-swinger. It was flicked along by Camilleri. He ran to the near post to meet it, but it was always difficult whenever the ball has that much pace on it. You really don't have to apply much of anything in order to turn that one towards goal. Or a couple of bodies in there as well, which makes the job even more difficult. It's a lot like tennis if you're bad at it like me. You think you have to hit it harder than you really do. When the ball's whipped in like that, you just got to redirect it. Don't worry about trying to add any power that it already has. Otherwise, you'll end up nodding it over like that, or like when you're like me and you play tennis, you end up hitting it well past the fence. They really are moving those midfield two wingers up to the early proceedings here. You can get a good look at it on this throw. Those two central strikers, number 30 and number 9, in the center of the park. You have those two wingers out wide that have come up. Basically, it's their forward. The wing backs are taking their position. So you really still have a midfield four. The two central midfielders followed by the wing backs. Leaves the two center backs further back, really just playing two defensively when they have the ball. So it really becomes a 4-4-2 from back to front to a 2-4-4 with two strikers and two wingers. Here's Taiwo. Whether that was a shot or a pass doesn't matter, as the referee will award a free kick behind the play. And played advantage as Taiwo is just one of those players that is so hard to contain. You can see there's tugs on the jersey. It's very difficult to marshal a player with such ability on the ball and able to hold it up as well as he can. I believe it was Abernathy who was the guilty party for Tobacco Road. So once again, a set piece from a similar area as the one we saw earlier. It was hit into the wall by Taiwo, a left footer. This time they've got Sweeney, the right footer, alongside Molina. Who will take it? Four-man wall for Tobacco Road. Molina. The wall does its job, gets a net head to it and behind for the first corner kick of the evening for Wake, second overall. Right-footed outswinger over on the far side. Taiwo. Best chance of the game so far. He really has been the key offensively for Wake FC. No problem getting up and over Griffin Stidham to make contact with that one. If you gave him that chance again, you could put money on it that he'd score. Opening 12 minutes and change here in Durham. Wake FC with a majority of the possession and the chances. Tobacco Road not really out of this match, though. Still waiting for that quality chance, as we've seen from them all season here at home. They can pop up with a goal at any moment. That ball looking for Camilleri's out of play. Taiwo isolated down by the corner flag. Beats all three. Lovely ball. Molina. Here's another cross. Beat away by Cutler. A lovely combination of chances there for Wake FC as it all started off with Taiwo on this near side. That was a lovely ball that I think the defense for Tobacco Road thought was going to be more parallel with the goal. Instead, he really cut it back. And then rather than deciding to have the shot himself, Molina, he laid it off. See what they can do from their second corner kick. Good header, can't be kept out. And it's the opening goal courtesy of the corner kick by Muskie. You felt it coming, and if it was going to come from anybody on the pitch, it was going to be Taiwo or Muskie. And lo and behold, it's a set piece. There was no stopping that one. Sometimes you don't need to flick it on. You don't need to power it. You just need to loft it over the man on the line, and that's exactly what Muskie did, getting it over the head of Gamblin. The road team, Wake FC, lead by a goal to nil. Here, trying to beat the Los Toros, get the bragging rights, and take home all 3 points in this cross-county rivalry. Al Cook looking for an immediate response. Camilleri goes down. Referee waves it away. Here comes Muskie once again, working on Roque. Had support there behind him with Valenti, trying to return the ball, but went harmlessly out of play.
So there were some, like, the settings that Luke had are so much higher than my settings. So every time I ran a replay, like, my graphics card was overwhelmed. So it looked kind of jittery, but it wasn't, like, the worst thing in the world.
Camilleri touches that down.
Yeah, everything that we
Cushioned well by Abernathy.
There's things I need to figure out why they work, though. Yeah.
Roque switches the point of attack to Cutler. Probably the best overall defender on this Los Toros squad.
Second Mike picked it up.
Here he is in transition. Camilleri and Jones down the middle. Was asking for a block there. Obstruction. Here's a lovely run being made. The ball is too long as a boot was left in by Cahusi on Sweeney. And our head referee, Josiah Park, will issue out his first caution of the afternoon to Kevin Cahusi in white. There's a late challenge left in on the legs of Sweeney, who remains down. We're going to have to bring on the physios. Cahusi's going to have to tread carefully for the remainder of this match.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, just trying to, like, keep my voice away from Zach's mic at this point. I don't know.
To reevaluate what we've seen here through the first little over a quarter of an hour. Tobacco Road have had slivers of the ball and sights of chances, but nothing really fermented for them yet. Wake FC, on the other hand, have had multiple chances. Most of them have come through their two central strikers. A set piece, which yielded a corner kick, which they tested off of, but really it was that combination of Taiwo and then the continuation by Molina that yielded the corner kick that led to the goal. That really is the defining moment thus far. Thankfully, Sweeney is back up to his feet and looks as though he'll be able to continue in this one. Surprised they let Sweeney stay on. Typically, whenever the physios enter the pitch, they make him come off.
How did I miss that?
Straight out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, I don't know. They might have sponsor. But yeah, I think
Goal kick for Scott, and one of the big changes we've seen at this level as it's trickled down from FIFA is the ability that teams have now to play the goal kicks into the box. Typically, you had to have everyone outside the 18 besides the goalkeeper. Now, defenders or players for Tobacco Road for the side having the goal kick can stay within the confines, but the other team cannot. See a lot of teams that have high possession that like to play directly into the feet of their defenders. You have those players for the opposition team just teeing up at the edge of the 18, waiting for that ball to leave the foot of the goalkeeper so they can come rushing on into the 18. Speaking of rushing on, here are Wake FC. Likely the flag will come up, and it does.
we miss the like nice to have stuff, but I think they'll live.
Believe that's the AR on the far side, Nick Stradnick.
We miss like the stuff that makes it really professional, but not really necessary.
Taiwo called off, just a hair so.
It's funny, when I was talking to Ian, he's like, you should just skip the live stats if it's too hard. And I was like, that's essentially what I did.
Roque streaming forward.
Didn't really get to hang out in the truck. Like
Knotted out of the confines of the pitch by DeVivo.
So I didn't really get the chance to watch them, how they did it. But, oh well.
Jones.
Exactly.
Cutler. Jones takes a bump.
Who's outside of my control.
Whitlock. Al Cook. Nice combination work. Camilleri.
I texted him the day of. And I
Well done by Ahmad Al Cook.
come around 6:30 and
Chip that ball over a couple of players.
yeah, I try. Does he say that? Ian's so smart.
Gamblin.
He does. That's a true statement. Yeah, he's probably really good at it.
Now Roque. Cutler can't keep that one in play. A lot of pace on it from the captain, Aiden Whitlock, in the center of the park.
From, you mean from like the Blazers? Gotcha.
That ball bounces all the way into the stands.
I didn't know there was a union for an entire state. Right. Everything's at will here.
Musquee, the goal scorer. Rad. Lovely run being made by Holmes, but the ball is just about a yard too far ahead of him. Applauds the effort from Rad, who's had a quiet night, alongside Wegner in goal for Wake FC.
I'm pretty sure he pretty much only does the NBA and the Frisbee, which is probably a pretty good living. I know he
Not
makes
fully cleared.
these games, those games of the week. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think so. I think it was just Luke and another guy, and I think the other guy's gone. Right.
Just past the halfway point of this first half. 1-0 for Wake FC. They've had a stranglehold on this game so far. Tobacco Road have just not been able to get any rhythm. With very confrontational Wake in the midfield, just breaking up possession and stopping Tobacco Road from getting any real system of passing going on in there.
Well, Fulcrum doesn't exist anymore. So they sold Fulcrum to the league. So now they essentially work.
Camilleri's offside, but it was a good thought.
I don't know. I mean, they're, yeah, I mean they're they doing 2 games a week now, which must be terrible. If they go to a game every Friday and Saturday, I wouldn't want that, man. I mean, I know they get paid a lot, so they probably don't mind, but
Ooh,
right.
and over on the far side, taking quite the tumble. He's up to his feet.
And I know they like plan it so the 2 games are pretty close to each other, but still,
It was Gino Valenti
like every
who
week,
went airborne over the benches on the far side.
they're under a lot of pressure.
Credit to him for trying to keep that ball in play.
Really bad.
Musqui
I mean, that was
does well to release Molina.
that was like crisis averted.
Referee gives a free kick.
But yeah. I think they got a little bit lucky. They were able to pull that off so quickly. Like if we weren't all there. But yeah. And I'll make an invoice probably early this week, probably tomorrow. And I'll send it to you. I just gotta do it. It's on my list of things to do.
Throwing for Cutler.
Yeah.
Oh, and the referee decides that it took a deflection on the way through. Throwing for Wake FC instead.
You never had a couch?
Sean McGinty.
What happened to your couch? You dumpstered it? What? You threw it away?
Cahusi. It's a good thought to try and release Jones.
Oh my goodness.
Musqui was aware of that ball over the top.
That's funny. I would have like knocked out
It
an
is the goal from Kunekwashi Musqui that separates these two sides.
tilt up a little bit when it's on that like that because you're getting close to the score button, which is top today. Because we're going back to my stuff that doesn't ruin my system.
Whitlock. Cahusi skipped past one and then another, but was brought down. Here's another look at it, and it was good individual work from Cahusi here in the beginning to just skip by the first, then gets chopped down at the hips.
They're gonna have to rework it anyway.
Standing over it is Abernathy. Interesting that there's a 3-man wall. I guess they're thinking that there might be
I want him toward the back, and I want
a short free kick here,
the goal, but that
but I can almost assure you that this will not be a direct shot on goal. Abernathy's lining up for one. I think I'm correct. I'm not quite sure you can call that a shot on goal. That's a very difficult distance for a free kick because it's almost too far for a shot, but then being so close to central, it's difficult to really get any whip on it to make it a surface into the box. That's a good throw in. Might be a double here, and it is not as Scott pounces on it. Valenti was aware as the ball was re-put into play that he might have an opportunity. Valenti looked for Lovett,
I mean, I have
deflected off Jones.
show you pretty easily.
Cleared away by
I will
Cutler.
make one for you. I will make one for me, and I will copy and paste your name and your info into it, and I will send it to you. It's probably to the right. Be my guess. No, I can't tell.
Throw in directly in front of the home benches.
I was guessing based on where it went out. But yeah. It was raining pretty hard earlier.
Alcook. Back doing the defensive work is Muskie. Offside flag is up against Tywall.
Yeah, I'll get your info. I'll make you one.
Cahusi's onside. It was dispossessed by Lovett.
Ridiculous.
Long ball out.
Hand right. Yep, there you go.
Kept in play. Rather, just going to let it ride out for a throw. McGinty.
It's going to happen occasionally here.
As always, we'd like to thank our game day and jersey sponsors, Duke Sports Medicine, Soccer.com, Nike Soccer, and Homeside Financial. Thank you for all you do to support us, both on and off the field.
First half an hour gone here in Durham.
Rent-a-cars are out of
Wake FC off a corner kick through Muskie rather. Lead by the slender margin of just a solitary goal.
I'm gonna, yeah. So, I was looking at flights, right? And I was like, well, the flights, they're expensive, but they're not terrible. And then I looked at the rental car, and the rental car was $150 a day. So that would have been $600. It was the most basic one, which is usually
Thrown in by Roque Camilleri. Directly out of play by Rad.
yeah. So I was like, if I fly, like I have to pay $600 to rent a car, and if I drive, like it'll be a couple $100 gas probably, because gas prices are high. But I don't. I think I'm gonna drive it. Yeah.
Whitlock, or rather Alcook, is brought down. No foul, says the referee. Good looking for Molina. Cutler. We told you about his strengths defensively. One of the best individual defenders on this Los Toros lineup.
Yeah. Hang on. Sorry. I'm trying to talk to Emily. No, give me a second.
There's Sean McGinty. Free kick given once again. It's Sweeney who's brought down. He's had a miserable afternoon in midfield. Been fouled at least 3 times.
I'm not even looking at the screen right now.
Now this free kick in a very interesting position because it's much more central on goal as the previous 2 were, but it's a little bit further out. So overstand it, Sweeney and Taiwo. Taiwo took the last free kick with his left foot. Cannoned it into the wall. Molina took the one before, or one after that. Had that go off the head of a member of the wall.
So basically, I sent them an
Four-man wall in white and black for Tobacco Road.
people that I was having problems with my Kuju, and I asked them for the YouTube credentials.
Now, which will it be?
Maybe a week and a half ago. And basically,
Referee
they didn't answer me.
Josiah Park just getting a little bit of distance between
6 o'clock
the
today.
opposition players.
You still need
Sweeney lines it up, punched away by the goalkeeper.
attention now. So yeah, I'm
Whipped back in.
trying to get their YouTube
Al Cook completes the clearance.
in case I need to switch it, which I did. It's on my YouTube page, yeah, because my Kuju still give me problems.
Referee plays advantage after the handball. Muskie was trying to latch onto it. Another solid opportunity off of a free kick.
Log in and put a secondary link up in case I have problems.
Scott to get down and put the gloves to that one.
Playing that shot.
Here's another look at it. Was well taken all around by Sweeney. He got the power and the whip to get it around the wall. In the end, not too difficult for Scott, but you never know when you try and grab those. Here's Roque, who's really come forward for this one. Forces the clearance by DeVivo. Can just barely see at the top of your screen the security car that's decided to take a peek through the fence. Great action here at Durham County Memorial Stadium in Central North Carolina. Cahusi's offside. The layoff from Camilleri meant that Cahusi was about a yard closer to goal than the last man.
What did she do?
Cutler under pressure. Forced to put it out of play by the persistence of Taiwo. Here he is again. Battling with Cutler and Whitlock. Dribbled it out of play.
Yeah, it's a lot of games here. I love this place. Yep.
Under 10 minutes remain here in the first half. Will there be another twist of the tail before we go into the locker rooms? Right now it's been a very solid Wake lead in this one. Got the goal off the corner kick. Really not let up any serious chances to the opposition.
That's the problem, right? I have to tell the team so they can advertise it.
This will be interesting to see what they do here.
There, they can like
An opportunity for Muskie, blocked in front by Stidham.
or whatever they use. But the problem is getting it out there that I had to switch it.
McGinty bodies Camilleri.
What's going on with my Kuju? And try to talk
Here is Sean McGinty, plays for UNC Asheville, the Bulldogs in the Big South. His father, Mike McGinty, an assistant coach, just down the road in North Carolina FC.
they weren't that helpful.
Got their first win in League One since moving from the championship.
Yep, let's replay that foul. Doing it.
Here's another look at that one. It's Roque who
I've been trying to
puts his defender in the spin cycle.
it's just they're international.
And then Al Cook is brought down.
Easy. They don't have anybody in America to talk to. Yeah, right.
So once again, this is in an identical position to the one we saw earlier.
You can text them.
that Abernathy decided to shoot from.
It's just not fun dealing with him.
Now standing over it is Roque, and if anyone's going to shoot, it'll be him. The man lives for a 35-yard screamer. Might this be the first time he hits one? Straight into the wall. There's Wagner.
I shut it down. I'm not even,
McGinty.
it's just weird to me that YouTube works so well.
Lovely ball. Muskie on the underlap. Cleared away by Stidham.
I can't check that right.
Third corner kick of the afternoon for Wake FC. First one taken on this side. Previous ones were over on the far side away to our left.
Probably put it on there. My Kuju page is uploaded.
Just about 5 minutes remaining plus stoppage time here in the first half.
YouTube got a lot more though.
Luis Molina. Right-footed in-swinger. Gives the ball a smooch before he sets it down.
Did they get it? No, they
Backstick. Taiwo tried to get some separation. And Stidham does the first down marker. It's slapped away by Sweeney, who's two of them are exchanging some words.
probably gonna make the World Series, so I
Stidham
and now they're
given a yellow card here alongside Sweeney. Stidham obviously was not happy with Taiwo, who just tried to use a bit of his forearm to work a yard so he could get that shot off. So he go and did the big first down marker that you see in football. That brought out the ire of Sweeney, who gave him a little bump. And our head referee, Josiah Park, decided to issue yellows to both Bradley Sweeney and Griffin Stidham.
but I might just leave this computer here until Wednesday. He said I could, but he also said that if anything happens to it, there's nothing you can do.
Well brought down by Roque.
So it's just a matter of do I trust that? He said they're like contractors in and out of here all the time. I'm not against breaking it down, but I'm gonna come back early Wednesday and do it again. I'll probably take it down. Cause I got some stuff. Actually, you know what? I have to take it down. I've got some files I need out here.
Cutler with the throw in front of the opposition bench.
It's somebody that Andrew recommended. His name's Ryan. I've never met him. Every time I've asked him to work.
Has been pretty emblematic of what we've seen from Los Toros going forward today. Every attack has been beaten back.
I trust Andrew, so
Waves of attack crashing against the rocks of that Wake FC defense that has been solid.
well, I like keeping it consistent.
Duncan Wegner, the goalkeeper in that
I don't want to
bright red for Wake FC. Still yet to be tested, really. Three minutes plus stoppage here.
So I figured since
Remaining in the first half.
pretty much knows my setup by now. Pretty good.
Muskie's goal off a corner kick separating the two teams, and it's Stidham and Taiwo once again getting tangled up. That is a matchup to relish. Such a good ball, splitting the center backs. And Stidham didn't do a whole lot. He just rode the challenge and went to ground, which was enough. He has his hands full with Uday Taiwo.
There were some other things yesterday that like tripped me up. So like the timer is on set to like automatic buttons, which is cool. But then there's like other buttons that like cancel the timer that I didn't know about. So like I would hit the button and thinking it would stop it, it would just keep going, and I'd have no idea why.
Roque thought he was free behind him, but it was Valenti.
Clock should be stopped. It just
Ghosted in.
and I was like, oh crap.
Hard work there by Noah Holmes. Receives a cheer from his bench.
Well, game of the week is designed to have the best game. Like they try to pick the ones that they think will be closest at the beginning of the season. I'm pretty sure.
Abernathy aired that one out.
Getting the schedule for them.
He and Roque communicating.
They're not scheduled for anymore. The only one they might do, they might come here for a playoff game.
Minute and change remain.
If there's a home playoff game they want to do.
Well chested down by Taiwo.
Which I wouldn't be mad.
Camilleri still waiting for he and his fellow front three to come alive in this match.
I think there were 6 total. The first 2 were them, and the next 4 were
Abernathy.
I think there were 6.
Wake FC comes streaming forward. They've got the numbers advantage. Lovely ball. Might they capitalize here? And it's just a yard wide.
Replaying that.
Noah Holmes with a golden opportunity to double up the lead for Wake. The ball just peachy. And it was Cutler who did enough to put Holmes off balance. So much of what you have to do as a defender is with the smallest of contact possible, because any more and you'll give away a foul. The ability of Cutler cannot be understated as Molina slides this one into the arms of Scott.
Only because it was a blowout, though.
Now into stoppage time here.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes there was nothing.
1 minute. Signals the fourth official, El Bariki.
You mean the the guy, like the PA guy? Like PA guy? Gotcha. Yeah, I wish there was, you know what we could do?
Too much on that one by Cutler.
Movie, though.
They could very well see us to the end of this first 45.
I just don't want to do it because, well, you would have had your own spot if I put you down.
There is the halftime whistle. Wake FC unbothered by what Tobacco Road has put forward thus far. They score off a corner kick. Kudekwashi Muskwe getting on the end of the set piece, whipped in from the far side away to our left, nodded into the back of the net using a looping header. Since then, though, it's been mostly Wake with the possession and the chances. We'll see whether or not Tobacco Road can mount a comeback in the second 45. Stick with us here in Durham. Welcome back to Durham County Memorial Stadium. Zach Burley here with you for the second half of action. First half encapsulating, Wake FC had a lot of the ball, a lot of the chances. They got the goal off of a corner kick, which is over away to our left. They're going to be attacking from left to right this time. Really, the impetus here is on Tobacco Road. We've yet to see a solid chance from them on the offense. The front three have been a little quieter than normal. We haven't seen the likes of Camilleri really come to life on the wing, and then Jones has been just quieted by those two center backs. So we'll see whether or not they can muster anything. The two teams are back out on the field, and we will see what this second half has in store. Attacking from right to left in black with the white tops. Tobacco Road, Los Toros, the home team, a goal down with a big 45 standing here. All we await is Josiah Parks' whistle to get us underway from left to right. The visitors, Wake FC, in all blue with the white trim. Tobacco Road were a little late coming out, so the referees are just double checking with the players on the field. Substitution was made. William Ramirez Marinko goes out to right back. Number 4 in white and black. Referee gets the thumbs up from his ARs. Whistle to his mouth. There it is, and we are underway in Durham. Big 45 here as Tobacco Road look to salvage the points. Thankfully, there aren't many goals that they have to surmount, just a single one. Makes this a very manageable scoreline.
Halftime substitution. William Ramirez comes on for Liam Camilleri.
There was confirmation of the substitution. Camilleri is off, and that means there's a shift around. Cutler goes to right wing. He's playing at right back. Also did some time at center back early on in the season. Ramirez is on at right back. So now that front three consists of Cahusi on the left, Jones down the middle, and Cutler on the right. Some tinkering done by the head coach, Tobacco Road, here at the halftime break. See what impact it has. Here's Al Cook. Al Roque making the overlapping run. Managed to get the deflection. The sliding challenge coming in by Cyrus Rad was a good one. He put the afterburners on to catch up with Roque, who was at full steam down this left flank. First corner kick of the second half for Tobacco Road. Lofted in. Down into the danger area. Cutler. Whitlock. Roque. Deflects off of DeVivo. Out for another corner kick. 3 for both teams now. 2 here in quick succession for the home side. Al Cook supports Roque. Sends it in himself. Once again, it goes all the way through traffic. Taiwo. Up against its arch nemesis, Stidham. Gets the better of him here. Did so well to skip by Ramirez. I'll tell you what, Stidham is not afraid to exchange words with Taiwo every single time those two go up against it. There's some hand gesture or some word exchange. Taiwo, to his credit, has not said a thing. He's let his offense do the talking, and they have a goal lead here against Los Toros. I myself would be a little less free with my words if I was in Stidham's position. Roque. Al Cook. Nice return ball. Good build-up play here, but Cahusi just a step behind that one. Some signs of life here from that front three. Good combination play on two separate occasions through the first few minutes. Taiwo leaves Stidham behind this time. A nice layoff is cut out by Ramirez. Roque. Cahusi. Offside flag brings that play to a halt. I think Tobacco Road can be happy with what they've seen so far through the opening 4 minutes of this first half. Second half, rather.
It's like the 12th.
Taiwo. A nice chip. It was a well-timed Abernathy. Takes the shot on and deposited home. It's Holmes. Puts it home and doubles up the lead for Wake on the road.
Let's go to the replay. On replay.
We'll take a look at it here. It looks like he's onside. It was Ramirez, the man closest to him. And in the end, he had to get that finish just right because while Ramirez was the closest defender, he was trailing him inside the 18-yard box and made that last-ditch tackle. He had to squeeze the ball, Holmes, between the sliding challenge of Ramirez and the diving goalkeeper, Scott. But now Wake FC have put a little more distance between themselves and Los Toros here. Just as it looked like Tobacco Road were starting to get ahead of steam in this one, it's nipped in the bud by a nice chipped ball. Richard Wells, the AR on this near side, kept his flag down, and probably rightly so. Look, we had at it. Seemed as though he might have timed that run perfectly.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to bet on baseball. Too much randomness.
Okay. Free kick from a ways out. He's got Ramirez on the right-hand side in plenty of space. Cahusi was probably the target he wanted to go towards, but Valenti came out and closed him down.
I mean, there's a lot of metrics, but still.
Al Cook. Ramirez is free on the far side. He picks him out. Whips it in for Cutler, just over him. Touched out of play. Fourth corner kick of the game for Tobacco Road. Third of the half. They're racking them up, but are still looking for that defining moment. Cahusi. Too much on that one for Roque. That's deflected on its way through. Off the legs of Lovett, corner kick number 5. Chances mounting for Tobacco Road.
There's always a chance.
Trying to find the payoff for it.
Yeah,
Well trapped. Cahusi. Roque onside. Didn't catch that one the way he wanted to. Goal kick for Wagner and Wake FC. Just a short trip up US 1 and 40 to get here from Ting Park in Holly Springs where Wake FC play. These two teams not more than 40 minutes apart. So there's plenty of bragging rights up for grabs between these two sides. Also have to bargain with North Carolina FC U23s play and carry at WakeMed Soccer Park.
That might be interesting.
The U23s were here just a few weeks ago to play Tobacco Road. Los Toros won that one against a team whose average age was 17. We'll have to see whether or not this is a permanent switch. Cutler looks like he's back at right back, and Ramirez has shifted up. They might switch back, though. It looks like they will.
I mean, I play fantasy football.
Well-timed challenge by Gamblin.
Kind of the same idea.
Here's Muskie.
Yes.
Taiwo. Muskie has it himself, and he just might have gotten a deflection off the goalkeeper. He did. Taiwo might not have expected it to fall at his feet. Could try and redirect it, but it goes out for a corner kick. Lovely ball as they were caught in a precarious situation, Tobacco Road. Muskie did well to get in the possession, but Scott did better to get down and parry that one away. Very fortunate that Taiwo didn't find the back of the net on that one.
From like last year being
Sweeney, fourth corner kick for Wake FC. First of the second half.
close to Bill. So
Away by Roque.
I don't know if I'm gonna get it next year, but I always say that and I always get it. And I watch like till like May and the Phillies are terrible and I quit.
Too much on that one. So Tobacco Road can breathe a sigh of relief.
Right. He does. Yeah, I like. Yeah.
Here's Anthony DeVivo.
Yeah.
Jones trying to break the other way. Cutler.
Watch anymore. The Phillies are kind of not.
Well done by Rad. Gets it off the legs of Cutler and snuffs out that chance by winning a throw for his side.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of.
11 minutes played here in the second half. A goal on either side of the break for the road team.
A couple years ago.
This one looks for Molina.
like AC
Rather
games,
goal scorer in the second half, Holmes.
basically, those games take forever. Yeah, it felt like I was there for days. Well, there were like unlimited coaching visits and all that. There was like no pace of play rules back then. I don't know if they have them now, but it wasn't great.
Nice layoff by Holmes. Molina. Muskie. The touch off of his shin took it away from him. Roque tries to send on Jones, but he's offside. What a chance that would have been. Well done by Taiwo.
They have an extra game this year.
Around the corner goes Valenti. Roque wins it off of him and the throw.
Probably won't help the Eagles much, but yeah. But I think they took away a preseason game or two, right? Or something. I think they used to have that back in the day. Like a really long time ago, I think they
Taiwo. Musqui flashes this one across. And it's put just wide by Gino Valenti. Offside.
Oh, it was offsides.
Flag comes up.
He was. Was he? Was he? He didn't look off. Anyway. Yeah, no, I'm. The extra game. See, now. I don't know. I think I'm going to miss talking to Ryan Thomas about, like, fantasy football a little bit. Because he was big into the same stuff I was for that.
Rad.
Like, find him on. Oh, yeah, he was fantastic to talk to as a person. He was super annoying to sit next to as an employee.
Cutler rides the challenge, wins the foul.
He gets so upset over everything. And I get, like, you're gonna, things are gonna happen. And, yeah, it's gonna be mistakes and whatever.
Roque.
But there are just things that you have no control over.
Too much over that one.
As a director, and those are the things that you get upset about the most. Like, you'd be like, oh, this field shot doesn't sound right, or whatever. There you go.
Alex Hornada is coming on for Wake FC. Number 8 in blue.
The extreme opposite.
Looks like he's replacing DeVivo. No, not DeVivo. It's Gino Valenti he replaces.
Sitting next to him.
It's Alex Hornada on for Valenti.
So I did graphics with him.
First substitution of the day for either of the sides. Check that. Actually, Ramirez came on at right back
He would do everything
for
to
Camilleri.
make something on his end. Like, if there was anything he could do on that screen,
2/3 of the way through this match. Just a half an hour left to play. Is there a comeback in this one for Tobacco Road?
so he was just kind
Still looking for their first shot on target.
of his problem. But he only said anything if he absolutely had to. And he noticed, like, lower mistakes than you expect. Right, exactly. Different philosophies for different people. But, like,
Here's an opportunity. Taiwo sizes up the header and knocks it off the bar.
yeah, we're going to replay that one when we get a chance. Oop, we might
Not done.
so.
Hornada takes it himself. Trying to go through the legs of Scott, but was denied. Off the legs of Ramirez. Corner kick, 5th of the game.
All right, hang on. We're going to go to the first one first.
Here's a look at that chance. It was great work on the far side to keep it in play. Taiwo called for it. Took it himself. Rattled the crossbar with the header. Here's the subsequent corner kick. Plenty of bodies still forward for Wake FC. Back stick. Musqui can't handle it. And it's behind for a goal kick. Here's that second opportunity that came right after the Taiwo header. It was the substitute Hornada. Rolled it onto his favored left and tried to go through the legs of Scott, but he was aware to it.
Better at dealing with multiple clips in, like, a short amount of time.
Again, it could very well be more than just a 2-goal lead for Wake. Tobacco Road holding on by a string. A third goal would certainly put this game beyond doubt. We have seen so far this season Wake, or rather Tobacco Road, hang in games, just continue to be persistent and wait for a moment to get a goal, change the aspect of a match. At 2-0, they can still very much do that. Jones looks to do it here, gets around Rad. Jones denied. Shot from Cutler, and it's an amazing double save. The heroics from Duncan Wagner to stop Tobacco Road not once but twice. Jones and then Cutler to keep the clean sheet.
Let's go to the replay here. I think I'm going to get them both in the same one.
Here's a look at it again. Roque with a nifty turn. Abernathy. And then the roll in by Jones. Just got goal side of Rad. The first save not that difficult, but it's the second one that's really impressive. Using that right leg not only to stop the ball, but then to push it away from the danger area. Very impressive from Duncan Wegner.
It's easy for me to clip stuff, but it's hard for me to like keep track of what it is. Let's replay that foul.
Here's a look at that foul as
Yeah, I did.
see the players coming together. Cutler on the far side. Ball is back in play and all the way back with Scott in goal.
What I did was I changed my endpoint.
We were just talking about how Tobacco Road hold their way into matches, don't let themselves get beat up too much, and then find a way back in. They nearly did there with Jones, and then Cutler. Shows you just how easily a team at just 2-0 down can find their way back in. Here's switching out to Ramirez. Too much on it. So we have a goal from Muskie in the first half. Holmes here in the second with a finish that was elementary, my dear Watson.
Wait, they're letting people in now?
All the way into Scott.
I thought, who was it that wasn't letting anybody in? Was it Toronto? There were some Canadian teams that weren't letting people in. Probably have more people outside.
Al Cook gets past one.
Typical Luke.
Tried the Travella into the path of Jones. Now Tobacco Road really building up ahead of steam here. They need a goal on the end of it. Sooner rather than later suits them. Roque. Not a lot of space to make that pass. He did so, but it was the layoff by Whitlock. They didn't find him. Taiwo. Hornada finds him on the underlap. No foul, says the referee. Cahusi bumps Hornada. And now it'll be a free kick. Hornada didn't get the call on the first one, but stayed with it. Abernathy thought he had gotten it away, but it's then Cahusi who drops a shoulder into Hornada. .25 minutes remain. 2-0. Once again, I believe it's Stidham and Taiwo exchanging some shoves. Sweeney's on a yellow, as well as Stidham. So he has to be careful. Cahusi as well. He was given one early in this match on a foul on Sweeney. Molina to deliver this one in. Drives it with his right foot. Cahusi was on his bike there, but DeVivo just in time. Well done by Molina. Dragged back and the referee plays advantage. More pushing and shoving between Taiwo and Stidham, but it's the push by Taiwo on Gamblin. Gives away the free kick. Rather, Abernathy was the one who drew the foul. Well, going into the halftime break, there was a lot of work to do for Tobacco Road, but they have improved massively on their performance from the first 45 through the first 10 minutes of this second half. They had 2 shots on goal, which is 2 more than they had in the entirety of this match. Here's Jones again. He's been a handful. Lots under it, but a little too much. DeVivo. Last off of him. Cross slightly overcooked by Jones, but whereas he was dormant in the first half, he's come out kicking here in the second. had that first opportunity on the double save by Wegner and got in behind as he's drifted more out wide here. Orlin Roque with the throw-in. Cahusi whips it in. Jones, too much. Too much, yet not enough, has described this game precisely for Tobacco Road. As a substitution is made here, it's going to be James Gamblin coming off, replaced by Jamison Charles. Charles on for Gamblin. Abernathy slides back into the center back's role. Jamison Charles goes back into his signature number 6 role, right in front of the back four. That's not dealt with, and Scott has to pounce on that one. Holmes almost got his second. He was against his opposite number 15, Abernathy. Taiwo has a pop from distance, rolls it wide. Another good look on goal. Now Wake FC might be saying, is 2 goals enough? 3 certainly would be, you'd think. They'd feel a lot more comfortable with 3. Molina can't dispossess Whitlock, drags him back, earns himself a yellow card. That's 2 both ways now. Sweeney and Molina on yellows for Wake FC. Stidham and Cahusi on yellows for Los Toros. Very clearly just a drag of the jersey there. Whitlock spun his way out of trouble. 20 minutes remain now, plus stoppage. 2 goals, the difference between these two sides. 1 goal on either side of the break.
When they say they're from Florida. But yeah, so I did get a hold of their email, and they basically told me that some people were having similar problems. So it's got to be on their end, man. It's just got to be. But Charles has had it work for him a couple times. So
Charles.
I'm wondering if there's a B-mix problem.
Whitlock.
Well, he's still got software.
Lovely ball into the path of Roque.
There's a free software.
Up against DeVivo.
Problems getting on. So I'm wondering if there's something like that changed in the
Good
software.
work by Sweeney.
Well, me neither. I don't know.
Ramirez.
I'm just
Jones. Who'd that go off last? Off Wake FC.
wondering if maybe like when I
They've
updated
taken the
my software,
dial and turned it up Tobacco Road.
like I said, I'm just throwing out ideas that I don't really have any way to
DeVivo hooks it away. When that second goal went in for Wake FC, you thought this game was just going to drop off. It's going to be a slow slog to the end of this match, and Tobacco Road have not given up. They're going to make a contest out of this one all the way to the end.
I might stop to get food on the way home, even though I live close. I'm hungry.
Roque
I actually went to Sheets relatively recently for lunch.
last touched off of
Forest.
Wake FC. Harry Lovett was trying to communicate with Wegner on whether or not the goalkeeper was going to come out. That is corner kick number 6. Cahusi going to send this one in on his own.
Maybe a little better.
Back stick. Knotted on and off the crossbar.
Let's replay that.
Best look since that double save by Wagner. Cahusi put his foot through this one and redirecting it. The back stick was a header well done
I guess that.
by Stidham, I believe.
Above fast food because they cook it on command.
And that would have been a real road back into this one. Wake FC
It's easy on the go.
unable to capitalize there. Might have also been Abernathy. One of those two. I'm fairly confident with that chance.
Yes, I am familiar with the wall.
Al Cook. Lovely chip. Nodded away by Rad. Then out for a throw in by McGinty. Tobacco Road through Jones. Good chip. Nodded away by Lovett. Very dangerous they look now, but they're leaving themselves vulnerable on the counterattack. Muskie. Taiwo Muskie takes it himself and rolls it into the bottom corner. A finish of the highest order to finish off Tobacco Road and make it 3-0 to the roadside.
All right, the replay of the goal coming up. Wrong replay. Yep.
It's a brace for Kudak Washi. Muskie just waited, timed his run, and then made it look easy.
They'll see it eventually.
Not a lot of margin at that far post. Probably not more than a foot more to the right, and that would have dinked off the post and out. A lovely finish from one of those two strikers that have been a handful for Tobacco Road today. And with 15 minutes plus stoppage time remaining, it is a deep hole for Los Toros.
I mean, yeah. I couldn't discern between them. Like if you blindfolded me and gave me a sandwich from Wawa's and a sandwich from Sheets, I don't think I'd be able to tell.
And it's so unfortunate for Tobacco Road, who were just getting started in this match. Had 2 or 3 solid chances. You thought they're going to get a goal. This is going to be a barnstorming finish in the last 15. Anybody's game. And the Tobacco Road give up the ball, and Wake FC go and finish it off like that. If you would have asked me 55 minutes into this match whether 3-0 was a justified scoreline, I would have told you absolutely, but now really 3-0 looks a tad bit harsh to Tobacco Road, who deserve a goal in this match. Going to the bench again, Tobacco Road. It'll be Cameron Kerr coming on. It's going to be Aiden Whitlock that he'll replace. Whitlock's looking for who to give the captain's armband to. He'll hand it off to Ahmad Al-Cook. Get some help putting it on by Molina. Very sportsmanlike of him. So it's Whitlock off, Cameron Kerr on. And now Wake FC will respond with a substitution of their own. Samuel Durand, 23 in blue, replaces Ade Taiwo. Gets a big applause. Did not get a goal today. Headed one off the crossbar and was a handful along the attacking 2 alongside Muskie. Jones. Roque in acres of space. Lovely get back by Hornada. It looked like Roque was going to have plenty of time to get that one into play. Hornada made sure he didn't even get a cross in. Free kick given. Going to send just about everybody forward, it looks like. 12 minutes plus stoppage time remain.
You're in Ting.
Roque deflects off the wall.
Trust me, it's easier for me to come here than it is.
And then off of Al Cook. Harmlessly behind for a goal kick.
I'm familiar with Leesville. But yeah, I know. I wish I could come to these ones instead. But yeah, I got a guy named Josh who lives around here. He's super chill. He's kind of filled in whenever I had the double game.
Muskie again, he's sitting on a brace. Goal on either side of the break.
I like him.
Throw in for Kahusi.
I like him too. He actually did a decent job. I was surprised. Not to like judge a book by its cover, but I wasn't expecting much, and he did a pretty good job.
Here's Jones.
One person that I hired off
In line.
making me really mad a couple years ago.
Wins the corner kick, 7th of the evening.
You were at the UDL game of the week. You were at the Flyers game of the week, and I just had to I couldn't find anyone to do it, so because everybody was here. A couple years ago.
A shot from distance takes a bounce off a body. Sean McGinty.
I had to. Right. I couldn't do that, so I hired someone off Craigslist, and it didn't really work out. That was the only person I've ever been frustrated. No, he wasn't a young kid.
Near post, headed in lifeline perhaps as Matthew Cutler
Changing my screen.
gives a lifeline for Tobacco Road.
Going to the replay. On replay. I'll let you know.
A set piece was a perfect opportunity to find a way back in. They've only got 10 minutes to do it, but Matthew Cutler emphatically nods one in for Tobacco Road. Spoils the clean sheet of Wegner, who's worked so hard for it,
One time I got
and perhaps throws a wrench in the story of this match.
just didn't seem to know soccer.
The question now, though, is their time.
He sent me some stuff he had done. It was football and boxing, and I was like, it seems reasonable.
Double substitution for Wake.
I didn't really vet it.
On comes Jacob O'Connor and Stephen Cahill. Off come Luis Molina and Sean McGinty.
A goal kick, and he'd be like, "What's a goal kick?" Situation. And once he kind of got that going, it wasn't as
Back
frustrating.
underway here. 9 minutes plus stoppage time.
All the terms. I'd be like, "This means this. This means this. This means this."
We've had 3 goals here in the second half, likely to be maybe 2, maybe even 3 minutes of added time. This game is not over,
Wouldn't get him.
but time of the essence now is not on the side of Los Toros.
But that's the thing. For me, it was I had never done frisbee before, but it wasn't that hard.
Rad. Cahill.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities to football, if you think about it. Well, the thing that confused me for a while,
Abernathy. Jones
the thing that
won the corner kick that led to the goal. Since switching over to the right, he's looked really good.
is after you get a defensive,
Cutler has gone down the middle. He's scored the corner kick using his head. So that's a good switch around here in the second half.
if I do.
Cutler started out at right back. Now playing at center forward.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You have it. Throwing the 30.
Hornets a slip. The back is going to go unpunished.
So it's probably the same principle.
Nervy moments there for Abernathy.
But now there's now that I have to pay more attention to that stuff, I'm starting to learn it better. There's a lot of buttons, and I'm learning all the fouls and stuff. So there were, yeah, there's like 10 buttons that I can hit for different fouls that'll like bring it up where the score, where the clock is normally. Like I just hit the button, it'll bring up like stall or whatever the case. It's pretty cool, but it's just a lot. It's a lot. And the other part is like this board that I bought.
Roque
That he uses. Luke.
Cutler
Board, like, he preset a lot
hacked
the
out of
buttons
play and
that you can also
into
add
the
on
stands.
to
Just
them.
about. It missed the fence by about a foot.
The way it's set up, kinda. It could be programmed for anything really. But
We
if you have
talked
a-
about whether or not 3-0 would be a fair scoreline,
but there are things
arguing
that
in the
are trying
case
to
that it
teach
is
you.
not. 3-1, much more so.
Right. I haven't put the time in.
Some very good opportunities for Tobacco Road. I think a goal out of this one is a nod to that effort. Wake FC, though, regardless, seems as though we'll be the convincing winners of today's game. 2 goals on either side of the break by Kuda Musqui,
So,
native of Leicester, England, plays for the Wolfpack of NC State. He has really shown what he can do. Here's a good shot from Sweeney that he drags wide.
going to replay on. I don't know.
Musqui thought the ball went out of play, just held on to it, and it's the ball in, scything through that back line. And Sweeney not happy with himself, and neither was Noah Holmes at the back post, who was screaming for it.
It's just tough. Like, I really bombed their championship games. They might not be interested in me anymore. Where the internet blew up on me? Yeah, that one. That was their spring championship, so they might be like, I don't want this guy in the fall anymore. We'll see.
DeVivo,
But they might not. They were pretty cool about it.
that back pass out of play.
Right. It's an unfortunate thing.
5 minutes plus stoppage time to play. A goal here would set up a very interesting final 5. Musqui looking for his hat trick. Might have an opportunity here for Holmes. Lovely cutback. Musqui for the hat trick, stopped by Scott.
We'll replay that if it goes out. When it goes out.
Tobacco Road trying to go from back to front. Cahusi. Roque onside. Lovely ball deflected out for a throw-in. End-to-end action here in Durham. Here it is on one side. This lovely cutback left the defender for the dust. Musqui couldn't finish it off as Scott brought his hands down as he went down to make the stop to keep it out. Down on the other end, a chance just as good for Tobacco Road as they were able to transition quickly, get a look in on goal as Roque just shot this one in. And it was defended well. When you're running at your own goal with a ball coming at you at full pace, not easy to deal with, but he did so there. Pablo Rodriguez Benitez is on.
So I didn't use my stinger on the second one. Whoops.
Jamison Charles.
He is just finicky. And
Off comes Sweeney as Rodriguez Benitez is on. Jones trying to build on this pressure they've mounted. Cutler now out for Ramirez. Lovely chipped ball, but no one's home as it goes out of play with no deflection. Roque was pointing to it, asking for it to be given on the outstretched leg of Hornada, but no, says Josiah Park, our head referee today. So it's a goal kick for Wake, trying to shepherd out this 2-goal lead on the road.
I don't know. Random stuff happens. And it's especially. It's just.
8 minutes plus, rather, we have the 88th minute now as Jones, lovely cutback. Cutler trying to double it up.
That's just kind of how it is.
Shot is deflected but kept in play by Roque.
Person, I'm there to
Drives this one.
blow up.
You would think now there's not the time to do it, but a 3-3 draw would not be the first time that has occurred on this field this year. Tobacco Road drew 3-3 against West Virginia United. They were able to pull that off now. That would be miraculous.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Al Cook spins away from trouble.
I'd be able to find someone in Charlotte,
Kerr,
which I probably could have.
too much under that one.
But
Precious time off the clock. Wake FC ready up a substitution as Scott Cardoso is ready to come on at the next break in play. DeVivo.
Well, they would be. It's just usually, you know, I try to give people extra money for travel and stuff. You're good.
Here's a great ball through the lines. It's intercepted by Abernathy.
Giving someone $50 to be in a car for 4 hours.
Jornada.
They were paying well.
Cahusi takes a shoulder there from Cahill.
Most people aren't going to want to go to Charlotte for $50.
Here comes that substitution now. It's Scott Cardoso on for Wake FC. We tick down now into the 90th minute. We'll try and get confirmation on exactly how much stoppage time will be given. It's probably going to be somewhere between 3 and maybe even 4, but 3 is probably a solid guess. Off is Noah Holmes, the scorer of the second goal for Tobacco Road.
She's hanging in. She is back. Well, she always works from home, but she is working. She is working from home.
Cardoso dispossessed here and commits the foul. Not a very good starting 30 seconds if you're Scott Cardoso.
I did hit replay on this. We'll see if there's time. Yeah, there's time.
You can see here he just sticks a foot in on Kerr. Pushing and shoving going on. Referee Josiah Parks puts his hand up. Come on, guys.
She likes working.
3 minutes from being out of here. What you guys doing?
Official, so.
Roque. If they don't score here, Tobacco Road, you really can't see a way back into the match.
Their office is set up.
Put too much on that one, and their hopes really now beginning to fade if they had any to start with.
They haven't made her come back, and she doesn't want to come back, so all the more power to everybody. She can. She does.
Al Cook
Not sad.
trapped down. Muskie can't win it off Abernathy.
It's almost a year.
Great ball. Ramirez deflected out of play by Jornada. About 2 minutes into stoppage time. Probably 3 or 4 minutes to play. Charles, nice chip. Too much on it. Goal kick. There is the final whistle. 3-1, your final score. Probably would say that is fair and emblematic of the game we saw before us. A comfortable 2-goal lead win for Wake FC. A goal for Tobacco Road, which merits the fight they put up in the second half. In the end, though, comfortable for Wake FC, who score 1 in the first, 2 in the second half. Tobacco Road tried to mount a comeback with a header from Cutler, but in the end, it is not enough, and the bragging rights in this Triangle Derby go to the men from Wake. Holly Springs, Wake FC take home the 3 points, the bragging rights, and the victory today. From myself, Zach Burley, my director, producer extraordinaire, Matt Wolf, and everyone here at Durham County Memorial Stadium, we say thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you here Wednesday for the Bull City Cup Finals.